Listen, my friends, gather close, because what I'm about to tell you isn't just a story. It's something I saw with my own two eyes, something that shook our village of Okhuesan to its core. It was a dry season, when the harmattan winds carried dust so thick it painted the sky orange, and the forest around us whispered secrets only the brave or foolish dare to hear. I was there, sitting by the fire in the village square, when Osagie, the finest hunter in our Edo land, stumbled out of the bush, his face pale as if he'd seen death itself. His machete hung limp in his hand, and behind him, oh God you forbid, a shadow moved, not his own, but something else, something alive. That shadow wasn't just a trick of the light. It was the beginning of a tale that would teach us all what it means to respect the forest and the spirits that guard it. So, stay with me, because this story will pull you in like the current of the Ovia River, and you'll want to hear every word. Before I go on, if you're loving these kind of stories that bring our culture to life, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button on this YouTube channel so you don't miss the next one. Trust me, you'll want to be part of this journey. Okhuesan is a small village, nestled deep in the Edo heartland, not far from Benin City, where the earth is red and the palm trees stand tall like sentinels. Our people are farmers, weavers, and storytellers, but above all, we are people of the forest. The bush around us is alive, not just with animals, but with spirits. Egbe, our ancestors called them, that watch over the land. We don't take from the forest without giving back, without a prayer or an offering. That's the way it's always been. Osagie was different, though. He was born with a bow in his hand, or so the elders said. By the time he was 15, he could track a leopard through the thickest underbrush and bring down an antelope with a single arrow. His father, Iyore, had been a hunter too, but Osagie surpassed him. His compound was always full, sacks of bushmeat, smoked and ready for market, and the finest hides that fetched good prices in Iyore. Women in the village sang his praises, and men envied his skill. But Osagie had a flaw, one we all saw but never spoke of: pride. He believed the forest belonged to him, that its creatures were his to take, no matter the season or the signs. I remember the day it all began. It was a month of Igue, when the moon hangs low and the air crackles with the promise of rain. The village was preparing for the Igue festival, a time to honor our ancestors and renew our bond with the land. The women were pounding yam in the courtyards, and the men were carving new masks for the masquerade. I was helping my uncle, Pa Igosa, repair his fishing nets by the village stream when we heard the shouts. Osagie has done it again. It was young F, running from the bush path, his wrapper flapping around his skinny legs. He's killed the biggest antelope anyone's ever seen. We followed F to the village square, where a crowd had gathered. There, under the ancient Iroko tree, stood Osagie, his chest puffed out, his bow slung over his shoulder. At his feet lay an antelope, its coat shimmering like polished bronze, its horns curved like the crescent moon. But something was wrong. The antelope's eyes were open, staring not at Osagie but past him into the forest. The elders, Pa Okun, Mama Iyore, and Chief Agbada, stood silent, their faces tight with worry. Osagie, Pa Okun said, his voice low, "Where'd you find this beast?" "In the deep bush near the sacred grove," Osagie replied, grinning. "It was fast, but not fast enough for me." The crowd murmured. The sacred grove was no ordinary place. It was where the egbe of the forest dwelt, where our ancestors had made a pact with the spirits long ago. No hunter, no matter how skilled, entered the grove without an offering. Even I, a simple net-mender, knew that. "You went to the grove?" Mama Iyore asked, her beads clinking as she leaned forward. "Did you make an offering?" Osagie laughed, a sound that grated like dry leaves underfoot. "Offerings? For what?" "The forest gives to those who take. I don't need to beg spirits for what's mine." The elders exchanged glances. Chief Agbada, whose father had been a dibia, a healer, stepped forward. "Be careful, Osagie," he said. "The forest is not yours to command. You've taken something sacred. There will be a price." Osagie shrugged, hoisting the antelope onto his shoulder. "Let the spirits come for me, then I'm ready." That night, as the village slept, I couldn't shake the unease in my chest. The moonlight filtering through my window seemed too bright, too sharp. I heard the owls hooting in the distance, their calls longer than usual. Something was stirring, and Okhuesan would never be the same. Hey, if you're gripped by this tale already, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. We're just getting started, and you won't want to miss what happens next. The next morning, Osagie didn't come to the village square to boast as he usually did. Instead, he was seen trudging back from the bush, his face drawn, his quiver empty. I was fetching water from the stream when my cousin, Osas, ran up, panting. "Come quick," she said. "Something's wrong with Osagie." We found him at his compound, sitting on a stool, staring at the ground. His wife, Adesuwa, was wringing her hands, her eyes red from crying. Their 2 children, little Osage and a Hinome, clung to her wrapper, silent. The antelope's hide was stretched out to dry, but it looked wrong, dull, almost gray, as if the life had drained from it. "What happened?" I asked, crouching beside him. Osagie looked up, his eyes bloodshot. "It followed me," he whispered. "In the bush. A shadow. Not mine. It moved when I moved, but it wasn't me." Adesuwa gasped, covering her mouth. "Osagie, what did you do in that grove?" "I told you nothing," he snapped, but his voice trembled. "I shot the antelope. That's all." Osas, bolder than me, stepped forward. "What kind of shadow?" Osagie swallowed hard. "It was like the antelope, but not. Tall, with horns, but it walked like a man. It didn't speak, but I felt it watching me. When I aimed my bow, it vanished, but I could still feel it." The news spread faster than a bushfire. By midday, the village was buzzing. Some said Osagie had angered the egbe. Others whispered of ebe, malevolent spirits that punish the greedy. Pa Okun called a meeting at the shrine of Ogun, the god of iron and hunters. The air was thick with the scent of kolanut and palm wine, offerings laid out to appease the spirits. "Osagie," Pa Okun said, his voice heavy, "you've brought a curse upon yourself. The antelope you killed was no ordinary beast. It was a guardian of the grove, a creature sacred to the egbe. You must make amends." Osagie stood, his fists clenched. "I'm no child to be frightened by stories. I'll hunt again tomorrow and prove there's no curse." The elders tried to stop him, but Osagie was stubborn. That night, Adesuwa came to my hut, her face etched with worry. "Please, talk to him," she begged. "He listens to you. He's not himself." I promised to try, but deep down, I knew Osagie's pride was a wall no words could climb. If this story is pulling you in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more tales like this. Hit that like button and share with your friends. Let's keep these stories alive. The next day, Osagie set out at dawn, his bow slung over his shoulder, his machete gleaming. I followed at a distance, not because I was brave, but because Adesuwa's tears haunted me. The forest was quiet, too quiet. No bird sang, no monkeys chattered. The air felt heavy, like the moment before a storm. Osagie moved with purpose, his eyes scanning the underbrush. I stayed low, hiding behind a mahogany tree. Then I saw it, the shadow. It was just as he described, tall, horned, moving silently behind him. It didn't touch the ground, yet the leaves crunched under its weight. My heart pounded so loud, I thought Osagie would hear it. He stopped, knocking an arrow, and turned. The shadow vanished, but the air grew colder. Osagie cursed under his breath and pressed on. I followed, my legs trembling. We reached a clearing where a single palm tree stood, its fronds drooping as if in mourning. Osagie knelt, examining tracks. Antelope tracks, fresh and deep. He raised his bow, but before he could shoot, a low hum filled the air, like the drone of 1,000 bees. The shadow appeared again, this time in front of him. It wasn't just a shape now. It had eyes, glowing like embers, and a voice that wasn't a voice, more like a feeling in your bones. "You have taken what is not yours," it said, though his mouth didn't move. "Return what you took, or the forest will claim you." Osagie stumbled back, his arrow falling to the ground. "Who are you?" he shouted. "I am the guardian of the grove," the shadow said. "You have broken the pact. Make it right, or you will never hunt again." I wanted to run, to scream, but my legs wouldn't move. Osagie, for the first time, looked afraid. He turned and fled, the shadow gliding after him. I waited until they were gone before scrambling back to the village, my heart racing. When I told the elders what I'd seen, they weren't surprised. The forest is alive, Mama Iyore said. It speaks to those who listen. Osagie must go to Mama Osaro, the herbalist. She knows the old ways. Mama Osaro lived on the edge of the village, in a hut surrounded by herbs and bones. She was old, older than anyone could remember, with eyes that saw through you. Osagie didn't want to go, but Adesuwa would drag him there, her voice sharp with desperation. This story is getting intense, right? If you're hooked, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next part of Osagie's journey. Mama Osaro's hut smelled of bitter herbs and smoke. She sat on a low stool, her wrapper tied tightly around her waist, her hands stained with indigo. Osagie stood before her, his pride battered but not broken. "You've angered the egbe," Mama Osaro said, her voice like dry wood. "The antelope you killed was their own. Its shadow follows you because you broke the pact our ancestors made with the forest." "What pact?" Osagie asked, his voice low. "Long ago," Mama Osaro said, "our people vowed to take only what we need from the forest and give back in return. Kolanut, palm wine, a prayer. You took without giving. Now the shadow will not let you hunt until you make amends." "How?" Osagie asked, his hands trembling. "You must return to the sacred grove," she said. "Find the heart of the forest where the oldest Iroko stands. There, you must offer the antelope's hide, your finest arrow, and a prayer of humility. But beware, the forest will test you. Only a heart free of pride can lift the curse." Osagie nodded, but I could see the doubt in his eyes. Adesuwa, standing beside him, clutched his arm. "You must do this," she said. "For our children, for the village." I volunteered to go with him, not because I was brave, but because I felt the weight of what I'd seen. The forest wasn't just trees and animals. It was alive, and it was angry. We set out the next morning, Osagie carrying the antelope's hide, me with a calabash of palm wine as an offering. The village saw us off, their prayers trailing behind us like smoke. The journey to the sacred grove was long, the path overgrown with thorns and vines. The air grew thicker as we went deeper, the sunlight dimming under the canopy. Osagie was silent, his steps heavy. I tried to make small talk to ease the tension, but he only grunted in reply. Then we saw it, the shadow. It flickered between the trees, always just out of reach. Sometimes it was tall and horned, sometimes small and fleeting, like a child's silhouette. It didn't speak, but its presence was a warning. I clutched the calabash tighter, my palms sweating. We reached the grove at dusk, the Iroko tree towering above us, its roots like the fingers of a giant. The air was still, the silence so deep it pressed against my ears. Osagie laid the antelope's hide at the base of the tree, placing his finest arrow beside it. I poured the palm wine, whispering a prayer to Ogun, spirits of the forest. Osagie said, his voice unsteady. "I am Osagie, son of Amareg. I took what was not mine. I asked for forgiveness. Take this offering and lift your curse." For a moment, nothing happened. Then the ground trembled, a low rumble that made my teeth ache. The shadow appeared, not as a shape, but as a presence, filling the grove. Its eyes glowed, and its voice echoed in our minds. "You speak of forgiveness," it said, "but your heart is still proud. Prove your humility, or the forest will keep you." The ground split open, revealing a path leading downward into darkness. Osagie looked at me, his eyes wide. "What is this?" he whispered. "The test," I said, my voice barely audible. "We have to go." If you're on the edge of your seat, subscribe to our channel and share this story with your friends. Let's see where this path leads Osagie. The path was narrow, the air damp and heavy with the scent of earth. Roots twisted under our feet, as if the forest itself was trying to trip us. Osagie led the way, his machete hacking at vines that seemed to grow back as soon as he cut them. The shadow was everywhere now. Behind us, beside us, above us, its eyes glinting in the darkness. We walked for hours, or maybe days, Time felt strange in that place. The path led to a cavern, its walls covered in carvings of animals and spirits, their eyes painted with ochre. At the center stood a stone altar, and on it a single kolanut, glowing faintly. "This is it," I said, my voice echoing, the heart of the forest. Osagie approached the altar, his hand shaking. "What do I do?" he asked. I didn't know, but I felt the shadow watching. "Pray," I said. "Mean it." Osagie knelt, his head bowed. "Spirits of the forest, I am Osagie. I was proud. I thought I was above your laws. I was wrong. I beg you, take my offering and free me. I will honor you always." The kolanut pulsed and the shadow stepped forward, its form clearer now, an antelope, but with the eyes of a man. It spoke, its voice soft but firm. "You have spoken, but words are not enough. The forest demands action. Restore what you have broken." The cavern shook and the carvings came alive, their eyes glowing like fire. Images flashed before us. Trees felled, streams poisoned, animals driven from their homes. Not just by Osagie, but by all of us, by years of taking without giving. The forest was crying out. Osagie stood, his face pale but resolute. "Tell me what to do," he said. The shadow pointed to the path. "Go back to your village. Plant trees where you have cut them. Clean the streams you have dirted. Teach your people to honor the pact. Only then will the curse be lifted." We left the cavern, the shadow fading behind us. The journey back was easier, the path clearer, as if the forest was guiding us. When we emerged, the village was waiting, their faces a mix of hope and fear. This is getting deep, isn't it? If you're loving this, subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. Let's keep the story going. Osagie told the village everything: the shadow, the grove, the test. At first, they didn't believe him. "You're tired," Pa Okun said. "The forest plays tricks." But Adesuwa stepped forward, her voice fierce. "I've seen the shadow too. It's real. We've all taken from the forest without giving back. We must listen." The elders debated, but the younger ones, Osas and others, rallied behind Osagie. We began the work. We planted trees, Iroko mahogany, palm, where the bush had been cleared. We cleaned the stream, pulling out debris and offering prayers to the water spirits. Osagie led hunting parties, but now they took only what was needed, leaving offerings of kolanut and palm wine. It wasn't easy. Some mocked Osagie, calling him a coward. Others grumbled about the extra work. But slowly, the forest changed. Birds returned, their songs filling the air. The stream ran clear again, and fish darted beneath its surface. The shadow still followed Osagie, but its eyes were softer now, less angry. One evening, during the next Igue festival, Osagie stood in the village square, his children beside him. He held up a new arrow, carved with symbols of Ogun. "This is my promise," he said, "to hunt with respect, to give back to the forest, to teach our children the old ways." The crowd cheered, and for the first time, I saw the shadow fade, its form dissolving into the moonlight. Osagie was free, but more than that, our village was whole again. If this story touched your heart, subscribe to our channel and share it with everyone you know. Let's keep telling stories that remind us who we are. Today, Okhuesan thrives. The forest is lush, the stream sparkles, and the children play without fear. Osagie is still a hunter, but now he teaches the young ones to listen to the forest, to give as much as they take. Adesuwa leads the women in planting herbs, and the elders tell stories of the shadow, not as a curse, but as a lesson. I still mend nets, but I also tell this story because it's not just Osagie's, it's ours. It's a reminder that the land is alive, that our ancestors watch us, and that pride can blind us, but humility can save us. So, the next time you walk through the bush, listen. The forest is speaking. Will you hear it?